Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. And man, is it good to be back. It's been a long time. It's been about a year since I have actually sat down in front of the camera and recorded a video and pushed this content out to you guys. I'm so sorry. I greatly apologize, but you know, life had other plans for me. My life was kind of, you know, remixed a little bit, went through a little turmoil, got married again, got divorced, went through a miscarriage, and it was just too much, and I just needed to take time out to just sit back, woosah, take a deep breath, and heal before I began to push out this next season of content for you guys to continue to encourage you in Christ. And before we get into business, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you have not already subscribed, wherever it is. I don't ever remember, as long as I've been doing this. Make sure you also tap that bell notification so you will not miss any content from your girl. What has been going on with me? Where have I been? And I know you're probably wondering from the title of the video, which is Advancing Through Adversity. Ashley must be got some adversity that has happened in her life. Well, I did. This video is just to give you guys just a little update and to give you a little push, you know, of encouragement along the way. You know, I just want to just, you know, put some love out there in the air. And you know, sometimes you go through so much, you know, you have so many disappointments and so many heartbreaks, and you know, you battle seasons of depression, and you feel as if you have no strength to even encourage somebody else again. But I have learned that life is a series of peaks and valleys, and sometimes you may have more valleys than you have peaks, and sometimes your peaks may be so low until you feel like you can't encourage anybody else, until you feel like you're just so embarrassed and so ashamed about what has happened in your life and what you walked through. But little do you know, your healing and restoration is on the other side of your testimony. Yes, honey, that is right. Because I just was struggling with some personal issues, marital issues. I am divorced again, unfortunately. However, everything that I go through in my life, as you guys know, I always turn it around, you know, and use it for the glory of God. You know, we overcome the enemy by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. So, hey, I'm here to encourage you, just to let you know, if I can make it and if I can survive through all of this calamity, you know, that has been in my life, then guess what? You can too. If I can't give up, then you can't give up either. I also wanted to let you guys know that I am still recording the podcast. As some of you may know, I have uploaded all of my episodes on YouTube. That is correct, because I had some of my golden girls and
what do we call old men? I can't call them dusty men. Anyway,
a couple of older men that were not, you know, familiar with the podcast platform, and all I know is YouTube, honey. And they kept saying, "Why can't I just want to listen to it on YouTube? I want to listen on YouTube." So I finally put all of my content from the podcast on YouTube. But for those who are privy to the podcast scene in the podcast world, you can find me over on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Spotify, iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, YouTube, of course, and somewhere else. I don't know. I can't remember them all. But wherever you can listen to podcasts is where you will be able to find Broken Women Win podcast, okay? And don't forget to also follow me over on Instagram, and that is Broken Women Win podcast on Instagram. And I also have a new page now dedicated to my hair. Yes, and that is Blondie Locks. I have all of the links down in the description box. Now back to this thing about adversity. I just wanted to come on here and let you know, as I'm encouraging myself as well, that when your adversity is great, that means that your blessings are even greater. I don't want you to go through so much turmoil and so much stress until you just feel like you just can't make it, until you feel like life has just overtaken you. I can't talk to you guys about anything that I have not experienced and what I have not gone through. If you are listeners of the podcast, you know that I always say that I keep it nonfiction, okay? And I can't lead you where I hadn't been. Okay, so when it comes down to, you know, talking about being depressed and how you get up and move forward past a divorce, how you move on past miscarriage, you know, even when it comes to having a negative, you know, self-image when it comes to your body, you know, because I'm in a new skin now. You know, I was about 13 weeks along when I miscarried my baby, and those 20 pounds that I gained, they still on me. okay? And so that was one of the other reasons why I didn't want to get in front of the camera, because I felt like, hey, you still look like you have baby, but baby is no longer with you. So it was just little things that I had to push past and say, you know what, Ashley, it's not about you. It's not about what you have going on. You got to get this message of hope out. If you're the hope dealer, you got to get this message of hope out, you know, to encourage other people. So that's why I'm here. So I can push past the adversity. I can push past the pain. Then so can you. You know, you have a friend in Jesus that you do. But if you also need somebody to just encourage you along the way, share this video, watch these videos, listen to the podcast, you know, slide in my DM on Instagram, whatever I can do to push you along the road of healing, then I want to be able to do that. Okay, now this title, Advancing Through Adversity. Sometimes our greatest adversities that we face are people that are close to us, situations that are near and dear to our hearts, you know, and we're trying to figure out, how do I move past the adversity to be able to see the blessing and to be able to see what God is actually doing in my life. And I want to tell you how you do that. First thing I want you to know is that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and who are called according to his purpose. Of course, I'm pretty sure you already know that. That's Romans 8:28. And also Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know the plans that I have for you, plans that are good, they're not evil, plans to prosper you, you know, to bring you, you know, to a future hope and an expected end. So please don't think that life is over for you because you've gone through a divorce. Please don't think that life is over for you because you've miscarried that baby. Please don't think that life is over for you because you've lost everything that you can put your hands on tangibly. I am here to tell you that God is a healer, that God is a restorer, and he will give you back far more than what you had in the beginning. I was at a point in my life last year, and even up until recently, you know, I just kind of felt like, what is the purpose? Why am I even here? And I would hear people say to me all the time, oh, Ashley, you're so strong, and wow, you're like the strongest woman I know. And it would frustrate me, and it wasn't encouraging. You know, sometimes people don't really know what to say when you have so much stuff that goes on in your life. And I had like a series of things that just hit me like back to back to back to back to back to back. I mean, I was only married for, you know, 2.5 months before my ex-husband decided that he didn't want to be married anymore. And unfortunately, you know, I was pregnant at the time with our baby that had just passed away. We had just found out the day before he gave me that news that he no longer wanted to be married, that the baby had no heartbeat. And I had to carry that child along with the weight of the marriage ending, you know, losing a church family, losing my family, losing my home. I was literally stripped of everything. And so I had to carry the deceased baby in my womb for another 2.5 to 3 weeks, you know, before my body dispelled of the little person, because my doctors there in Georgia didn't want to give me a DNC. So when I tell you that I have been through some fire, when I tell you that I was at a point to where I didn't even want to live anymore, you know, it was like, what do I do? What have I done, you know, to deserve all of this stuff? It's like, God, I love you. You know, I try to do things right this way. And it's just like things just were not panning out, weren't working out in my favor. But when I tell you, since all of that stuff has happened, the divorce is finalized now, I'm back in Huntsville, where I was uprooted from. Me and my boys were back here in Huntsville. I have an awesome and amazing job. You know, God provided shelter for me and my children. We have not one time been outside. You know, people came to our assistance. God has given me more now than what I had when I was in Georgia. And he still ain't finished. I know my background looks different or whatever. I know you're probably used to, you know, the lights and all that other stuff, but hey, all of my things are still packed up in storage, so we still just gotta make it do what it do, you know. But I did not want another day to pass by, even in the wake of everything that's going on with this coronavirus, you know. I did not want another day to pass by without me getting the message out, because as I speak to you guys, as I encourage y'all, it's healing for me as well. And God has had it laid on my heart so heavy. You need to record, you need to record again, you need to record again, you need to get the message out, you need to record again, you know. And I'm just now finding the strength and the time to do so. So the boys are with their grandparents and their dad, because, you know, they're out of school for about 3 weeks or whatever. So I'm using this time as I'm working from home with whatever idle time I have, you know, to record content. I'm gonna record a podcast episode when I'm done with this as well, to push this content out. You know, you just want to just get back in right standing and just do what God has called you to do. But at the end of the day, I want you guys to stay encouraged, stay prayed up, continue to encourage yourself, read the word, do some affirmations, whatever you have to do to make yourself feel as if you're safe and you're okay and things are going to change. So until next video, I will talk to you guys later. Bye bye.